Russell Edmond.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining On Air with Russell of Hotels live hospitality talk show. Hey, this is the second week we're doing this Restream thing, and so far so good, right? So Restream allows me to broadcast to two different platforms. That's YouTube Live and LinkedIn Live. So this is a good thing, right? So thank you guys so much. I appreciate you guys for joining me. It's show number, I want to say it's 176. Yeah, it is 176. Can you believe that? 176 shows. I got to pat myself on the back for that one. You know what I mean? Anyway, but no, thank you guys so much for joining. I do appreciate that. Please feel free to make comments. This is one of those shows that we want people to engage. We want comments. I welcome this. So I just see, hey, Craig, thank you so much. Craig is on YouTube, and I appreciate you chiming in. So I got like three things going on here, right? So I got comments that come on my screen, and basically they're separated by the logo. So I can see either the LinkedIn logo or the YouTube logo. So this is a good thing. So, and then last week, what I noticed is that the people that come on LinkedIn, it basically said it's a LinkedIn user. It doesn't give their name, but I got smart, right? Okay, I said, you know what? I'll just use my phone to go into LinkedIn, and in that way, it'll show the names, and now I can, properly say, hey, thank you so much for joining, that kind of thing. So I do appreciate that. So at the very minimum, you'll get a shout out. Okay, I'll get to say, hey, what's going on? And if I know you, oh no, I'm gonna come up with a story. You know what I mean? So I see Craig Giangrosso. I appreciate you. I see Charles Skipper. Skip. Every time I see Skip, I have Skip. I gotta say that. So yeah, I see him. They're both on YouTube. So I do appreciate them joining in. So real quick, what was I gonna say? Okay, so also as we're doing this, the podcast is being recorded too. So it's not just the live hospitality talk show where you can see me. It's actually recording the audio portion, and that goes on every, podcast platform that's out there. So just look up, you can Google On Air with Russell of Hotels, and you'll be able to find the podcast if you just want to just, put me in your pocket and just go walking and running and all that stuff, or whatever you do during the day, you can take me with you. Okay. So doesn't that sound interesting? You can take, you know what? I'm going to take Russell with me today. You know what I mean? Dylan, I see Dylan. Dylan's general manager at the Fairfield Inn in Eugene, Oregon. Thank you so much, Dylan, for giving me that thumbs up. I do appreciate that. So Dylan is there right down the street from University of Oregon. University of Oregon won this past weekend. So congratulations to them. And they played like a real team. They played like, they didn't get blown out by Georgia the week before. So, but anyway, no, I'm an Oregon fan too. So, I mean, I'm not, no disrespect to Oregon, but I'm glad that they showed up. Let's put it like that on Saturday. So, anyway, I love football. If you guys didn't know that, you know it now. Let's see. We're all about connecting people and collaboration. Hashtag Hospitality Unplugged. And it's funny. Sometimes I know the power of social media, okay? So that's why I use it all the time. But sometimes even me, as much as big as a proponent I am of social media, when used in the right way, okay, I'm kind of surprised by certain things. So a couple, like over the weekend, okay, I get this DM. I get a DM, a direct message in my Instagram, right? It's from this lady that happens to be in Germany, okay? And she goes on to say, hey, thank you so much. I appreciate you doing What the Hell. Now, for people that don't know what the hell is a live show that Cheryl Rogers and myself, we do on Instagram on Friday evenings, like between 4 and 6, we do this show, right? And I don't know who is reaching unless people say something I don't know. So that's when I say social media has a worldwide, reach. It has a worldwide reach, right? And you never know who you're reaching. You never know who's listening to your content or who's reading your content. So Why am I saying that? Because, it doesn't make sense for you not to use it, okay? So use, like I said, use it the right way, use it for business and specifically like hotels and whatever, tourism. If you're trying to reach people, you can't. Can you fail with social media? Yeah, I'm sure you can. Do you want to put all your eggs in one basket? Maybe not, okay? But put some effort into it. Because like I said, I had no idea. And this lady goes on to say she's a hospitality person in Germany. She wants to come on What the Hell and talk about, hospitality in Germany, what's going on with hotels there after the pandemic, what's going on with tourism, all that kind of stuff. And I thought that was cool. So I was like, wow, okay. So we're not only reaching, but she wants to come on and share what's going on in Germany. So I appreciate that. And I can't remember her name, or I would give her a shout out. But young lady who's in Germany that loves What the Hell, I appreciate you reaching out, and that was great. That kind of made it's already made my week, right? So I read it like yesterday morning, and that made my week already. So, but thank you so much, and that's why I use social media. I mean, that's why I'm on it, because you never know who you're reaching. You never know who wants to collaborate or who you can collaborate with, right? And you never know where it's going to lead. It may lead to that bag that everybody's trying to get, right? That bag meaning, people, money, that kind of thing. So you never know who is on the other end. So sometimes you just want to represent yourself, as the right way, whatever that means for you. You know what I mean? Be consistent, whatever that is, because I'm not, throwing no shade on anyone or any smoke. You represent the way you represent your brand, okay? So whatever that means, you do it, and you just never know who's gonna reach out to you, okay, or who you're gonna reach. Because remember, the content you're creating today is for someone else. The content is not for you. I don't do this show for me. I do this show to reach other people, to form a community, to reach people that may listen to me, they may be on the fence about me, whatever. But my job is to reach people with hopefully information that they want to hear, right? Or stuff they want to see, or whatever the heck it is. So just remember that. Dylan says, it is telling, shows us just how strong a team Georgia has. Oh God, yeah. That's a different world. Georgia, and I don't even know if any other teams are in the same league with Georgia at this point, because Alabama hasn't played them, and some of these other teams. But you're going to find out in a minute. You're going to find out pretty soon if Georgia is that strong. But they look that strong. Just the 2 or 3 games that I've seen, they look strong as strong as Alabama was like 3 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago. Okay, so that's what we're dealing with now. So we'll see. But I'm looking forward to it. This 4th week coming up of college football. Who saw Jalen Hurts last night? Speaking of Alabama and Oklahoma, who saw Jalen Hurts last night? But anyway, I thought that was a great game. I thought he did a great job. But I always had confidence in him. It's just that he puts in the work. Now, you can tell the difference between a quarterback that puts in the work who doesn't. But this ain't a show like that. This ain't one of them sports shows. But I'm just a sports dude, right? I'm just, I'm a sportscaster at heart. Yeah, right. Anyway, let's move on. So once again, today is Tuesday, September 20th. It's Taco Tuesday. Yeah, I have some stuff made up. Hey, don't sleep on chickpeas, okay? I'm going to come back to that. I'm going to circle back to that. But chickpeas, that's on my mind today. Don't sleep on chickpeas, okay? Show number 176. Oh my goodness, it's gonna be one of those shows. Industry stuff. I got one industry stuff, and it's not a good one. Puerto Rico, man, Puerto Rico is getting it handed to them again by Hurricane Fiona. You know what I mean? So last I heard, it hadn't even gone over. It hasn't finished. Whatever it's going to do with Puerto Rico, it hasn't finished yet. Most electricity was out in the island. Puerto Rico had just bounced back after the last hurricane, and it was devastating then. But this one seems to be more devastating than the one. I guess about 18 months ago or something like that. And, I had an opportunity to go to Puerto Rico earlier this year, but I had a conflict, so I couldn't go. But like Cheryl, Sam, some other colleagues of mine, they went, had a great time. So I mean, it's important that once because Puerto Rico gets all their business, all their economy comes from guess what? Tourism. Okay, it comes from tourism. So we need to make sure once, it's safe to go back over there, we go and support them because that's what it's all about, right? Tourism, hospitality, it's all about supporting. So, and it's what's the best way to support, people in Puerto Rico? Go and visit their island. So there you go. So another opportunity comes up and I don't have a conflict. I definitely going to go. I would have gone, like I said, this year. And that was probably right before the summer, I think is when it was. I just couldn't make it. Like I said, I had a conflict in another show, so I could not make it. I see Lonnie Wolf is in the house and strong. I see that. Thank you so much, Lonnie. I appreciate the comments you've been making about housekeeping. I saw the podcast you did. I guess it was earlier this week or last week or earlier this week. This is early in the week. I don't know if that was today, yesterday, but I did catch some of it. So thank you so much. I appreciate that. We do appreciate all the stuff that you say and do, especially it's housekeeping week. And housekeeping week finished up I want to say the 17th of last week. So I was, I don't know if you guys remember, but I had a conversation with a former colleague of mine who's a housekeeping manager, and she said how her GM was not going to do things specifically for housekeeping. They were going to do like what do you call it? Kind of an all employee thing. Well, I kind of told her, I said, you know what? That's a bunch of crap. I said, no, you need to talk to him. You need to talk to your GM and let him know that. Well, guess what she did? She talked to her GM and she doesn't have a job anymore. No, I'm joking. She stuck up for her people. She stuck up for her department, and they end up doing some things housekeeping specific. They did mariachis. They did food every day. So that's what I'm talking about. The squeaky wheel gets the oil. Okay. So sometimes, they don't realize, meaning some GMs or some managers don't realize the importance of celebrating International Housekeeping Week during the time of International Housekeeping Week. Okay. So I appreciate her for sticking to her guns and let her GM know that, hey, this is something that's serious and we need to make it happen. And she did. So that's great. So I do appreciate that. Dylan says, it is currently hitting Turks and Caicos after hitting Puerto Rico and Dominican Republic. All these are beloved tourist destinations that will leave a major financial impact for the remainder of the year. Exactly. So thank you so much, Dylan, for that. I can always count on Dylan to give me some real-time information, but no. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So hopefully those islands, like Dylan said, all of them are tourist destinations, and they only thrive because of tourism. So we just, hopefully, they get through this and they're able to bounce back like they've done before, and I know they will. So, but anyway, there you go. So thank you so much, Dylan. Appreciate that. Let's see what else. Lonnie says the GM needs to change hats and clean rooms for 2 weeks straight. Yes, yes, I think so, Lonnie. But I think he's getting it now, okay? But he's not cleaning any rooms. But I think, her, kind of sticking up for her department, I think that was at least in the right direction, So hopefully he understands the importance moving forward. And, you get these, and he's a first time, and I'm not giving any excuses for anybody, right? But I guess he's a first time GM and didn't understand the importance of it. But then he knows now, okay? So, but anyway, thank you so much for those comments, Lonnie. I appreciate that. I mention these things every week. Be intentional. Make decisions and take action on what's important to you. Whatever that is, you take actions for you, okay? Not for anyone else, for you. Be you, okay? It gets back to that, in social media, especially doing these lives or this, like a show like this, it's important that you be you. So it's important that I'm intentional and that you see me, right? You see me. If you don't want to listen to me, that's fine, but you know who I am, right? Right. So I post so many things out there that everybody knows who I am, but everybody knows what I look like. And that's important that people, see me for who I am. And then we keep it pushing, right? Be represented. and that goes back to people knowing who I am, what I look like, and it's important that people see that, oh, Russell does a podcast. Oh, well, if he can do it, I can do it. And that's fine, and that's what I want. I want people to see me and say, if he can do it, I can do it. And talking the way he talks, can you do that? You know what I mean? So yeah. So and it's and the perfection that people always are looking for, you don't have to have it. Okay. There's nothing. I'm not sitting here saying everything. I'm not using proper English. I'll do ain't and damn and everything else. Okay. Not on purpose, but that's just how I am, right? I may slur my words every now and then. It's okay. I don't have any hair. Okay. All right. It's okay. I wear glasses. That's all right. Did I mention I'm getting some new glasses too? So hold on. Next week, I should have my new glasses next week. So I'm gonna sport my new ones next week. So yeah. So you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to say the right thing all the time. You just have to get your information out there, okay? And you just have to be willing to do it, okay? But be intentional, make decisions, and take action on what's important to you. It's important that I do this show, okay? It's important that I talk about hospitality. Number 2, be you. It's important that I am me, okay? I'm not trying to be someone else. Lonnie's Lonnie, Dylan's Dylan, Craig is Craig, Charles Skip is a Skip, Everybody has their own way of doing things and bringing things to the table, okay? So we just have to be consistent. Sometimes he's in sweats with a Bermuda hat and aviator shades. Yeah, I'm in sweats now. You just can't see me from the waist down. So like I said, I do Dylan, you hit it right there. I do lives in the morning. I'm doing my walk. I'm getting my 10,000 in. I got hats on. I have glasses, my shades, and I'm sweating. Okay, so it doesn't matter. The thing of it is, what matters is that you don't do it. Okay, that you're not trying to reach anybody. I just gave a story a little while ago on I didn't even know who I was reaching. Okay, and doing these lives on Instagram, and I don't, sometimes I have a T-shirt on, sometimes I have a ball cap on. I mean, it doesn't matter. It's the content that you're creating that people want to hear. Okay, and sometimes people just need to hear certain things. You just never know. 2 days ago, a young lady who we're colleagues or friends or whatever on social media, and she had posted something, right? And she had been posting some things, and it could have been hospitality related things, but this particular thing had to do with her traveling and her being a solo traveler. Okay, and I made a comment that whatever you're posting now, your content is resonating with someone. Someone needs to see this. Okay, this is good information because there's somebody on the fence about traveling, somebody that's afraid. Okay. But seeing this young lady who travels, who's probably, I don't know, probably early 30s, I would say, maybe even late 20s. I'm not even sure how old she is, but that's not the point, okay? But the point is that she's a young lady who travels by herself because, if she don't have anyone else to travel, she said, well, what am I gonna do? Just sit here and just wonder or wish that I should be traveling? She said she started at 25. She's hasn't stopped since, okay? So. And I told her, I said, someone needs to hear that. So thank you so much for sharing and continue to share that. And then she responded back to me, telling me I needed to hear that. You know what I mean? So I'm telling her someone else needs to hear that. And she's telling me that she needed to hear what I told her. So you just don't know who you're reaching and who needs something, right? So just do what you got to do, right? Just if you're doing things, if you think you're doing things the right way, because I never question that I'm doing things the way I should be doing them, because I get, not that I get tons of comments like that, but I never question myself like, oh, I should have said this a little different, or I should have delivered that better. No, because I always have another day to do it, or I have another live to do something or to correct myself, right? But you just never know the content that you're creating, who needs to hear that content. But they will never hear it if you don't take that step to start being a content creator, to put things out there, to start doing lives, to be consistent that I always talk about. So there you go. Jim Schichter, thank you so much. Good advice and be consistent. Yes, you always got to be consistent. So I'm consistent on this show at 176 episodes consistent. Okay. So, and Jim's been on it at least once. So thank you so much, Jim, for the comments. I do appreciate it. I do appreciate your support, ongoing, consistent support. I do appreciate that. Desiree Benson, that's a schoolmate of mine from back in the Cal Poly days. I do appreciate, she's in the travel space too. I do appreciate you as well, making your comments. And you made mention, she was doing a live a couple of weeks ago. She was in Miami. Okay, she was showing off. No, she was in Orlando. Excuse me. She was showing off her hotel, this suite that she had, and all that. I'm like, okay, Desiree. All right, you go. So, but you made a comment that consistency is key. Yes, consistency is the key. She made a comment that you needed some banquet space or something like that, meeting space in LA. So don't forget to ask me because, I may forget. Okay. Yeah, it was Orlando. So don't forget to ask me when you have time. I mean, just, send me a message or whatever what you were looking for, and I'll see what I can do for you. So, I mean, that's what it's all about, right? Being a resource, right? So building a community and being a resource for that community. Okay. So that's what I try to do. So hashtag sweet life. Okay, see, now she's like, okay, now she's just running away with it. Okay, sweet life. Okay, she just showed this huge suite overlooking, I don't know, Lake Orlando. I don't remember. It was some body of water in Orlando. I believe that's what it was. Maybe it was the pool. I forget. But anyway, 3 things. Be intentional. Be you. Be represented, because your representation matters. I will not forget, we are still meeting at the Hyatt Place because of you. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, about a year ago, she reached out to me and asked me if I had any contacts in Vegas, right? They're looking for a small hotel in Vegas to do meetings. They do meetings several times a month, I believe. So they needed like a home place to do it. And I just happened to have a contact there. So I, did an e-introduction to her and my contact, the director of sales and marketing at this particular, the Hyatt Place in, in Silverton, right outside the Strip, right? And now they go there all the time. And, that's just that's just a resource. And I wish more people would use the resource, because the thing of it is, if I can't do it, I'll let you know, right? I'll at least try and let you know what I came up with, right? So, I mean, yeah. So, no, that's, of course, Desiree. I mean, hey, went to school together, okay? Hey, yeah, of course. So anyway, how to buy a hotel. Now, I mention this every week. Miss Davon Reeves is doing things. She has 3 hotels. So I always want to, plug for her book, How to Buy a Hotel, A Roadmap to Hotel Ownership. Tips to buying a hotel. Number 1 is location. You don't want just a hotel anywhere. I appreciate you, Desiree. Thank you. See, and that's what it doesn't matter what I'm talking about right now. I'm gonna make sure that I address and acknowledge the people that are, making the comments, because I do appreciate that, because it's all about, the engagement, right? So thank you so much, Desiree. No, I appreciate you. So thank you. So, but getting back to Miss Davon Reeves, how to buy a hotel. Number 1, location. Location is very important. You don't want to just have a hotel that's in the middle of nowhere. That's one thing, right? You want to make sure there's some traffic generators around. What is a traffic generator, you may ask? Like a mall, like an amusement park, a business park, things like that, housing that are around, that are in the area. I mean, you want to make sure there's something in that area, malls and stores, the brand, it makes a big difference. I mean, you can go on your own and do your own brand, but remember, if you do your own brand, you got to do your own marketing too. If it doesn't come with a brand that has name recognition, it's going to be a little hard. No, it's going to be not a little hard. It's going to be a lot harder for you to become a household name, so to speak. Because other hotel companies have done it already. So why reinvent the wheel if you don't need to? But if you want to, that's fine. But just remember, there's going to be a lot more work, that is required. If I wanted to open up the Russell Hotel, well, no one knows the Russell Hotel, right? There's no brand that you can you can link it with. Okay, well, is that a Marriott? No, ain't no Marriott. That's just the Russell Hotel. Oh, well, there's a Marriott down the street. Let's stay there because I know that one. That's how people make buying decisions. Okay, they're gonna look at what they know. Now, if I'm a Russell Hotel, a soft brand for Marriott, then that may be a little different because sometimes you can do that. Certain hotels, it's called a soft brand. So, like the Drift Hotel, what's it called? The Driftwood Hotel in is that what it's called? The Driftwood in Manhattan Beach. Okay, that's a soft brand, Marriott. So Marriott, it's a Marriott brand, but it's a soft brand, meaning it's called the Driftwood. That's the name, but the reservations and some of their systems are Marriott systems. Okay, so there's a lot of those hotels that exist too. They're just called soft brands, and I think Hilton has some soft brands too under the what is their collection? Is that the Curio collection, if I'm not mistaken? But yeah, check that out and keep me honest. Make sure I know what I'm talking about, right? And then you want to hire the right operator. Do you want to manage it yourself? You want to sleep there, or do you want a reputable management company to come in? And just remember, not all management companies fit everything, fit every need. If you're a new hotel owner, you may need somebody that will hold your hand, like Jim Schichter. Okay, Jim Schichter, when he was with Broughton Hotels, he would hold people's hands, right? I mean, he would hold the owner's hand and basically go through everything, together. You know what I mean? It wasn't just like, okay, hey, okay, here's your reports, let's keep it moving. No, every month he would be with certain owners because certain owners didn't understand. And they would have questions all the time. And Jim was accessible 24/7 almost, probably more than 24/7. Is it more than 24 hours in a day? I don't know, but Jim made it work. Okay. So when he mentioned the word road warrior, Jim Schichter was that. You look at road warrior in the dictionary and there'd be a picture of Jim driving to the next hotel. Okay. So, but no. So hiring the right operator, it makes a big difference in the world. Okay. So, because I've seen it, I've seen both sides of it. Okay. So Davon Reeves. So if you ever want to buy that book, I think I'm pretty sure it's on Amazon, or just go davonreeves.com. I'm sure you'll probably be able to find it. Who is your best brand advocate? Now, everybody should know this, okay? I shouldn't even have to. You should answer this question before I even finish advocate. Well, that's you, right? You're your best brand advocate. You're the one that needs to, the rah rah and all that stuff. You need to get yourself hyped up before you can hype anyone else up, right? Because people will see, they'll feed off the energy. If you don't have energy in what you're doing or what brand you represent or your own brand, no one else is going to. Okay, so just remember that. I do all these things. Russell Hotels, I post every day, several times a day. I do lives. I do this show because I'm excited about my brand, right? I'm excited to be able to help people, to be a resource. To do what do I do? Content create for hotels or tourism boards, or to assist a company or organization with finding a site for their next meeting or their conference or their retreat or whatever, or to go through a contract for somebody. I mean, those are the things that I'm excited to do, right? You have to be excited, because if you're not excited about it, it's not going to resonate with anyone else, right? So you have to be excited. You got to be your best brand advocate. I'm so excited about my own brand. I got my own T-shirts. Okay, so you don't got to do all that, okay? But I did. This year I said, you know what? I gotta either know the people whose T-shirts I'm wearing or which brands I'm wearing, or it's got to be mine. Okay, so that's what I started. Probably the last part of this year, by in the summer, I said, you know what? I'm either gonna wear someone else's, because the Nike and all of them don't need my help. Okay, they had enough money. Okay, now I'm trying to get paid. I need a bag. All right, so. Oh man, but no, I do appreciate those brands too, but I'm not buying them anymore. So there you go. So I'm looking to get some hats now. I put it out, but my guy who does my shirts hasn't got back to me as far as my hats. So I don't know what's going on with him, but But anyway, be your best brand advocate. I get sidetracked easily, but be your best brand advocate. Be excited. Um, just do whatever you need to do. Okay, laugh, applaud, just do whatever you need to do. Quotes. Now I've been sharing these quotes lately, um, and a lot of these quotes I've had. Now I didn't get these from the book. I didn't Google quotes. Okay, these are my quotes. Okay, these are Russell of Hotels quotes. Okay, how did I come up with these? I don't know. I'm starting to pull quotes out of my butt. I don't know why or how, but all of a sudden, in the last year or so, I've been coming up with these quotes. So today is no exception, right? Well, I've had this one for about, I don't know, several months, but it had to do with travel. Okay. And how did I come up with this? I don't know, we were traveling somewhere and I'm like, this thing about travel, because I look at people, at people who travel, and a lot of people that travel, they're a lot more. Don't want to say worldly, or they understand some of the world's issues. Okay, and I ain't trying to be political or anything like that, but it seems like the more you travel, the more you understand different places, culture that lives there. The beliefs, and we all look different, but we all still want the same damn things, right? So that's how I came up with this thing. But anyway, travel will educate you about people, places, and culture if you allow it to. Although we may be different in our looks and beliefs, we all want the same thing: to be appreciated and respected for our differences. Okay. It's okay to be different. It's okay to look different. Okay. But it's okay. It's not okay not to respect those. Okay. So that's how I look at it. Right. So this is my whole take on traveling. I mean, I remember traveling to China some years ago, right? My daughter went, my wife went, so she was like 8, my daughter was 8, okay? So one thing that I learned before I went there, well, I read a book. It said what to expect when in China, or I think Asia or whatever. I think it was China specifically. That they don't see a lot of people that look like us, okay? In fact, I remember real quick, I remember Tiananmen Square. Look up Tiananmen Square. Tiananmen Square is supposed to be the largest outdoor, like, mall or patio or whatever. It's supposed to be the largest in the world. It can hold up to, and in my mind, it may be I may be forgetting some stuff, about 500,000 people. Okay, it'll hold about 500,000 people on there standing up, and this is around where the I can't think, Chairman Mao's what do you call it, temple is. I think that's what it's called. But anyway, so we're there, right? And as far as you can see, I'm looking to see if I see anyone else look like us. Okay, mind you, there's like almost 500,000 people there. I mean, people are like this, right? So I see it's 3 of us, and we're with a tour, a tour group, and other Americans, right? So they're other Americans, but they're not other Black Americans, okay? So, but we happen to see this guy. He's with another group, and he's a boxer. He's an American boxer, but he's with another group, right? So he's like looking at us, we're looking at him, and we talk to him, whatever. But okay, so we want to walk to the other side. Okay, so we're gonna walk to the other side. Okay, you're going through people, and one thing that I didn't know, if I had not read this book, what to expect, then I'd have been over there with attitude. Okay, because of what they do, meaning some of the people that come up to you and they want to touch you, they want to touch your hair. My daughter had like her hair was braided or whatever, and they want to come and touch it. You know what I mean? For an 8-year-old, that's probably it wasn't a good thing at first, right? Until you kind of explain, like, hey, this. They don't see people like us. Okay, they just don't. Okay, they don't. It's a communist country. They put certain things on TV that they don't want people to see. Okay, so obviously a lot of these people never seen TV, all right, or westernized TV where they saw more Black people. So, but anyway, walking from one end to the other, you encountered all kind of and it wasn't a bad thing. It was just a they didn't know kind of thing, right? There, and they want to talk to you, and some of them spoke English, right? And I just remember, they run up to you, they want to take pictures with you, they're screaming because, and they're screaming in a like a frantic, in a, and I don't want to say like in a Michael Jackson kind of way. You remember when Michael Jackson was, coming up, and people would be like, they'd just be losing their mind at their concerts, right? They're like, it was that kind of thing. It was a frenzy. It was a frenzy. Let's just put it like that. And it was the craziest thing walking from one end of Tiananmen Square to the other because you just encountered all people touching you. People want to take pictures. I guarantee you they want to take more pictures with her than with us because maybe they had seen a black adult, a man and a woman, but they hadn't seen any black kids. Okay. So everybody was taking a picture with her. And when I mean everybody, I swear she probably took, I don't know, between one end to the other was at least 100 pictures. Okay. At least. Okay. So it was just the craziest thing. But like I said, if had I not read that, I would have had an attitude. And then I would have gone back to this thing, this thing that I just read. Travel will educate you about people, places, and culture if you allow it to. Okay, well, I allowed it to teach me because I read the book before I went, so I knew what to expect. Although we may be different in our looks, we're different in our looks and beliefs. Well, the beliefs had nothing to do with it. They don't know anything about us at that point. We all want the same thing, to be appreciated and respected for our differences. We want to be respected, right? I want to be respected. They seem like they did. We wanted to respect them as well. It's their country, right? So we went over there. We learned as much as we could. And it was just the most interesting thing, the most fascinating thing. I would not have exchanged that experience for anything in the world. Okay, I would definitely go back. And if you've never been to China, never been to Asia, you need to go check it out. Okay, I said all that to say that. Okay, but yeah, so it was interesting, and just like any other country you go to, right? There's different customs, there's different ways of doing things, and people, they want to interact, right? It's like going to Mexico, right? And you're trying to speak English, and I go there trying to speak Spanish, and they respect that, right? Because me and my broken Spanglish, I want them to know that I appreciate the culture or the language. I appreciate it. I respect it. So I'm gonna try to speak their language. There you go. And just like in China, hey, Shay Shay and what's the other one? Shay Shay. That's thank you. What's the other one? Oh my God, I can't even. I'm gonna think about it in a minute. I'm gonna think about it a second. I haven't spoken in a while, so I can't remember. But yeah, so just remember that quote. And just go out and travel and educate yourself about people, places, and culture. Okay, that's what it's all about. Consistency. Okay, you want to increase. People always ask me, how do I increase my social media engagement? Oh, this thing got warm. I think I didn't. I was gonna work myself up here. People ask me, how do you increase your social media engagement? I said, okay, you got a minute? Consistency is one thing. Okay, so you want to make sure you're consistent, meaning you can't post one time and expect things to happen. Okay, that's not going to happen. That's not reality. Number two, value. Make sure you're adding value to someone. Okay, just like I mentioned earlier that the lady in Germany, she wanted to come on What the Hell. She appreciated What the Hell. So the consistency worked because I know that she didn't just listen to it one time. Okay, and then it created value for her because if it didn't create value, she would never have reached out to me. Okay, and then the third one is be authentic, right? So it's an authentic show. It's about two people that are we have the same kind of background. We're both hospitality backgrounds, but we deliver things in a different way. So we're both authentic in what we do and how we talk. You guys know how I am. I can be, out there sometimes on some of the stuff that I say and talking crazy or whatever. So, but it resonated. So consistency, value, and be authentic. Those things are the key to increasing your social media engagement. Now, after you know those three things, are there some tools that you can use? Well, let me just see tools to use. I use Reels and Lives. Okay, so I do Reels on Instagram, and then on YouTube you can do Shorts. It's kind of similar to Reels, where you can pair a video with music, and you get more engagement. But I think Reels works a lot better than some of the other tools. Reels is more consistent with, let's say, TikTok. But TikTok is going crazy now, right? So there you go. But it's consistent with that. But I use those, and I use those consistently. So I do Reels probably 2 or 3 times a day, and then I do lives at least once a day, 5 days a week. Okay, so those are things I do because I want people to know what I do and who I am. Okay, what the brand stands for. Because a lot of people will, they'll do these lives or they'll do whatever, but no one knows what they do. You have to be consistent with telling people what you do and how you can help them. Okay, so there you go. Hiring. Who's hiring? And some non-meat eats. Okay, so remember what I talked about earlier. So hold on to that, the chickpea thing. Okay, so who's hiring? Cambria LAX. They're looking for a director of sales in El Segundo. Okay, so the Cambria Hotel LAX looking for a DOS in El Segundo. Let's see who else. Paseo Hotel and Spa. They're looking for a director of BT and travel industry sales. BT stands for business travel. So those single whatever rooms or people that they're not attached to a group. They're representing their company, their organization, or whatever. Those are the people that hotels want to come back because they come with more money than the other ones, meaning their rates are a lot higher than like a leisure group. Okay, leisure group typically they travel on the weekends, but the during the week rate can be higher than on the weekends. Okay, so if you think you go to the hotel, some hotels and like, oh, that rate is too high. Well, try on Tuesday, Monday through Thursday, and see what those rates are. So that's when the business traveler comes in, and those rates they basically dictate what the rates are going to be, or they make sure the rates go higher when they know there's business travelers coming in. So that's what hotels want. They want that BT rate. So this is a director of BT sales in Huntington Beach. So Paseo Hotels in Huntington Beach in Orange County in the OC. The Crown Plaza in San Pedro, they're looking for a general manager. I know that hotel, right downtown San Pedro. Okay, so Crown Plaza is looking for a GM. Pali Hotels, now they're a boutique hotel. They have the Pali House and a couple other hotels in LA. I guess they have this new one. It's called the Silver Lake Pool and Inn. So I take it that's in Silver Lake. Okay, they're looking for a GM. Okay, the Pali Hotel, Silver Lake Pool and Inn. Oh, do I like that name? I don't know, but it's in Silver Lake. Okay, they're looking for a GM. And my old hotel, the Westin Bonaventure, or the Westin, we used to call it the Westin Bad Adventure. Can I say that? Yeah, I guess so. I said it, but yeah, that's what we used to call it, and that's how people know that they work there, right? They'll say, "Oh, I see you used to work at the Bad Adventure." You would only know that if you worked there, okay? So, but hey, it was a bad adventure for some people. But hey, I learned so much at that hotel, it's not even funny. But so they're looking for a DOSM, Director of Sales and Marketing. Okay, so there you go. So that's downtown LA. It's the largest hotel in Los Angeles County. Yes, it's 1,380 rooms, 110,000 square feet of meeting space. How do I know that? Because I used to work there. Okay, hello. I was a national sales manager when I worked there, though. But and that was 150 years ago. I worked there before, and this dates me because some people didn't even know that they thought the Staples Center was there forever. I worked there when the Staples Center wasn't even there. LA Live wasn't there. The JW Marriott was not there. None of those hotels were there downtown. So that's when I worked there. Okay, so things have changed. Downtown can be the place to be sometimes, right? But yeah, things have changed since I worked down there. But anyway, non-meat eats. Okay, so I went to this place it's a new place. Well, I guess it was new to me, called Baba BABA Vegan Cafe because you guys know all about the non-meat eats. I don't eat meat. Okay, this is for the people that are just chiming in for the first time. I don't eat meat. I have a plant-based diet, 100%. Okay, so had these. This is like a vegan soul food place. Okay, I'll just throw that out there. They have these chickpea fritters. Okay, remember I said earlier, don't sleep on chickpeas. I've been using chickpeas in my own me cooking here at home, right? So I've been doing like curry chickpea because if you cook them down enough, because you get the canned ones. I don't mess with the dry ones. I get the canned ones and I drain them. But then you saute them in something, right? But it'll cook down where they're really soft, right? Because they can be kind of not necessarily crunchy, but yeah, I guess some of them can be crunchy. But you cook them down, and I put them like in a curry sauce with homemade curry, okay, with like coconut milk, curry powder, and all kind of other seasonings and peppers or whatever, and with coconut milk, okay. So that's the base right there. So, but chickpeas, and I'll do like this chickpea salad that make it like almost like a tuna salad. Um, and I'd use nuri. You know what nuri is? Nuri is the seaweed paper for like sushi, right? Like the California rolls is rolled in this green seaweed paper. It's called nuri. So I use that and I crumble that up to give like a fishy kind of taste. Okay. People are like, "Oh, Russell, you're grasping. You're grasping now." But yeah, so I'll mix that and I'll make a sandwich out of the chickpea, right? So you can grind it up or you can mash it. Well, it has some type of a different consistency of just being a hard, round like substance. You know what I mean? You can mash it, you can stir it around, and it won't hold its shape long, right? So, but you can, I'll, use some vegan mayonnaise and do the same things that you would do if you were eating like tuna fish, right? So you're making like a tuna fish sandwich. You use relish, you put onions, you put whatever you would put in there. To do the same thing with the chickpea. The chickpea is something we've been sleeping on the chickpea, and then the dried chickpeas you can make falafels, right? That's the main ingredient in falafels. They are the chickpea, right? So don't sleep on it, okay? Instead of mashing your chickpeas, you can just buy hummus. No, it doesn't come out the same. Hummus is already ground, and you need some different consistency when you're making certain things. But hummus, yeah, hummus is hummus. That's different, but it's not. You're not using the same consistency as hummus. Hummus is a lot more smoother and creamier. For certain things, you don't want that consistency. Believe me, I know, Dylan, because I've tried. I've tried that before. But thank you so much. I appreciate that. See, you're always going to get somebody that wants to chime in and throw what they know about certain things. But no, Dylan, no, you're off on this one. Okay, so you have to use it from because if you just think about it, if you use like a tuna salad, if you're trying to make something similar to that, you don't want hummus. You don't want that. You want something that has is holding up, something that's holding up. You don't want something that's just totally almost liquefied because that's what that is, right? That's like a dip. I don't want a dip sandwich, a hummus. I mean, a chickpea dip sandwich. I don't want that. So, but anyway, thanks anyway, Dylan. I appreciate that. I knew somebody was going to say something. The people just in the background. I'm not going to let it get away with this one. I got to say something. I bet you like your peanut butter extra chunky too, crunchy. I'm okay with the crunchy peanut butter. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I got to be in the mood though, but I got to get, and I'll just have to say this. I have to get two types of peanut butter. I get the crunchy one for like if I'm gonna have a sandwich, and I get the smooth ones because I mix it into my smoothies. I do like banana, peanut butter, and like chocolate powder smoothies. Oh my God. With some almond milk. You need to try it. Okay, you need to try it. So, okay. So I went to this, like I said, I went to Baba Vegan Cafe, had the chickpea fritters, had mac and cheese, and had some type of mixed vegetables, whatever. It was very good. Okay, I would definitely go back. We ordered to go. I would definitely like to go there because the portion size wasn't as big as I thought it should be, but it was to go. So I think if I went back and ate there, maybe the portion size would be a little bigger. I'm gonna go try it out and see. So uh, stay tuned for that. But don't sleep on the chickpea. Okay, that's what I wanted to say. And then, you ever heard of a vegan hotel? Now, Kat Von B, I'm not sure if you guys know or remember Kat Von B. You can follow her on Instagram. She's a colleague of mine. She taught me a lot of things about social media. Well, anyway, Kat Von B, aka the Traveling Greek, she does content creating for a lot of luxury or high end hotels, and and she came across this hotel in Costa Rica, in Guanacaste. I've been to Guanacaste like twice. I didn't know they had vegan hotels there, right? Well, she showed me this, and I'm like, I had to follow them on Instagram. It's called Mother Earth Vegan Hotel. So look that up. It's a small hotel, but they have a restaurant too. So they have it's everything vegan, meaning it's made with things that are obviously aren't animals. Okay, so because somebody's asking, somebody's wondering, well, aren't all hotels vegan? You know, maybe most of them are, but you know, when you come to the chairs and how are they made, they can be made with some type of animal skin or leather or whatever. Well, this one is 100% okay, and it's in Tamarindo, Tamarindo for for people who don't understand Spanish. Tamarindo is in Tamarindo, Costa Rica. Okay, so which is a surfing community. In fact, did I ever tell you guys I learned how to surf? Well, I learned to surf in Tamarindo. Okay, by a guy from Orange County. I go all the way to Costa Rica to learn how to surf, and the guy actually went to the same school, junior college I went to, Golden West College. He played football and I played football, different years, but I meet this guy and he teaches me how to surf. I'm like, we're out in the middle of the ocean, waiting for the waves to come in, and we're having a conversation. He said, hey, where are you from? Hey, you look like you play football, that kind of thing. And I said, well, yeah, I played a couple of years, blah, 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 here and there. And I said, I played at junior college in Huntington Beach. He said, what? I'm from Huntington Beach. I played in, this year, that year. I said, I played the year after that. And we mentioned the coaches. You talking about a small world? Small world. Then after I tell him this stuff, now he wants to try to dog me out on the surfboard, right? Come on, man, get it, push it. You can do it. You can do it. I'm like, dude, this is not spring training for football. And that was like 20 something years ago. I can care less about all that. So that doesn't work on me, okay? Just teach me how to get up on this damn board. That's all I need to know. But you talk about a small world, that's a small world. So anyway, shout out to VE Station in the same parking lot as El Torito. That's the homies. Yes, that's a good place to eat. So if you want vegan Thai food, and you're in Studio City, out in the valley near LA, go to VE Station. That's V as in like vegan, VE Station, the Thai food place. The best Thai food I've ever had. Okay. So anyway, let me get back to this. So yeah, so she told me about there's two vegan hotels that she knows about. One in Costa Rica, Tamarindo, and then there's one in Greece that she found. She actually lives half the year in Greece. So she's in Greece now. We're supposed to do a live about vegan hotels that are popping up, but we haven't done that yet. But yeah, so check that out. Mother Earth Vegan Hotel in Costa Rica. So next time I go to Costa Rica, guess where I'm going to be staying? Or at least I'm going to go check it out. They have a restaurant, of course, all vegan, right? So yeah, so I thought that was interesting. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. Okay, real quick, because we're at the end here. Excuse me. What do I do, or who I am, or whatever? I call myself a hospitality personality. I mean, what else could you call yourself? You're on, you do lives, or you have your own talk show. Hospitality personality. But I'm one of those hospitality personalities that, have the experience in in this field, in the hospitality industry, specifically hotels, tourism, non-meat eats, all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, so that's what, and I do hospitality content creating. So with doing the lives, doing the show, it's all about the content creating. I mean, this right now is creating content. Me having these conversations is content creating. Okay. And I also do, I'm a hotel site selection specialist as well, where I assist hotels, organizations, just individual people with finding the proper hotel for their next meeting, retreat, conference. 10 rooms or more is considered a group. So I've done 10 rooms. I've done as many as 650 rooms on a peak night. Okay, so it just depends. I mean, I know people that do thousands of rooms, because their conferences are huge. I haven't made it that far yet, but 650, I believe, was the most on a peak night. Now, it was in the thousands when it was all done, but you want to look at that peak night. Like the peak night, like the first night is 100 rooms. The second night is 650. The next night is 500. The next night is 450, and then down, and then zero, then they're done. So that's how when I say peak night, if you're there for 5 nights, the peak night has to be at least 10 rooms. Okay, so that's what I mean. It can't total 10 rooms, like 5 and 5. You're staying there for 2 nights. No, that's 5. That's not a group. That's only 5 rooms. So there you go. A show off, yes. Show off. I show off brands, right? So there you go. So yeah, I do call myself a brand show off because I'm showing off your brand, or I'm showing off my brand at some point too. So there you go. What are you doing to keep your brand relevant? So make sure whatever you're doing, if that's social media, if that's running around your building 100 times with a sign, whatever that is to keep your brand relevant, you're doing something, okay? Because people need to know about your brand, and you got to be excited. You got to be hyped about your brand, okay? I lost my train of thought. No, I didn't. These are 3 things I always end the show with: purpose, passion, and perseverance. Purpose, know why you do what you do, okay? I know why I do On Air with Russell of Hotels because, why do I do it? Because I want people to know about the hospitality space. I want people to know that I'm in the hospitality space and I'm a resource, right? So I'm a resource for people that either they want to do content creating, they need assistance with their hotels that involve both operationally or in sales department. They need help with hotel site selection. Those are things that I do. So that's the reason why I do those things, and that's the reason why I do this show, because I want people. This is the best way for me to get my message out to people. Passion, either you have it or you don't. So if I'm not showing passion, who's going to be listening to me? No one's going to be supporting me, because they're like, that guy doesn't, he's just going through the motions. No, and people will know that, right? So make sure you have passion for what you're doing. If you don't have passion, you know what? Find something else, because obviously that ain't for you. Perseverance. What's perseverance? Be consistent. Continue to evolve. Don't give up and swerve when you need to. Just remember that On Air with Russell of Hotels, we swerve. We don't pivot. Okay. Swerving is like, pivoting is you're in it already, and you're just like, okay, well, I'm in it. What am I going to do? I'm going to go back and forth trying to, do something over here, do something over there. No, swerving is you see it in the horizon. You see the crap in the horizon, and you're not going to go towards that, or you're going to go around. You're going to swerve so you miss that crap in the distance, okay? So that's the difference between swerving and pivot. So just make sure you use the 3 Ps: purpose, passion, and perseverance. That is it. I want to thank you guys so much for joining On Air with Russell of Hotels. Follow me on LinkedIn, IG, YouTube, and Twitter. Make sure you subscribe to my channel at Russell of Hotels on all those platforms. And then I have not an email, but I have I do have an email. That is the email. Excuse me. Email is russell@russellofhotels.com. I also have a website, is russellofhotels.com. And thank you so much for joining show number 176. We do appreciate you. You guys have a great day, great weekend. It's Taco Tuesday. Oh, I said great weekend. Weekend's not even here yet. Have a great day and a great week. Peace.
Thank you for joining On Air with Russell of Hotels. Please tune in every Tuesday at 1 p.m. as we talk to other hospitality professionals. Your feedback is important to Russell. Feel free to email him at russell@russellofhotels.com with any questions or suggestions. Until next time, try not to be a person of success. Rather, become a person of great value.